Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Joel, aka the Big D, of Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Back again with the second Saturday Morning TVLog I would present today. I know it's nighttime, but I'm decided to give you all enough time to watch the last one, and I'd go on with this one. So in this episode, I bring to you The Real Ghostbusters. The Real Ghostbusters was an animated series based on the movie Ghostbusters. The series premiered 2 years later after the movie was released, originally premiering on ABC, produced by Deke along with Columbia, who of course produced the series, where about the same time Filmation was about to bring their Ghostbusters back to the two-minute animated series, but I'll be talking about that on the TV log since that aired 5 days a week. This series didn't, however, except for the second season though. Anyway, now as a kid I grew up with the show, of course. Why's kid wouldn't grow up watching this series? Anyway, it was a pretty fun show, and it was a continuation too. And of course, it follows the continuing adventures of four Ghostbusters: Peter Venkman, Ray Stantz, Gun Spengler, and Winston Zeddemore, along with their secretary Janine. And even though he was a mischievous one in the actual movie, their mascot, of course, that Gringo's, and a favorite of everyone who likes Ghostbusters, Slimer. They chase and capture rogue spirits all over New York City and other areas around the world. Anyway, the show did pretty well. It premiered on September 13th, 1986, which of course was a little over 2 years later after the original movie came out. It actually did feature the Ghostbusters theme song, which was originally done by Ray Parker Jr. Now, and most of the series music was done by Haim Saban and Shuki Levy, who did the music for most of the series run until the last few seasons. Anyway, this is kind of hard to explain, but hey, like I said, I grew up with this. Now, after the success of the first season, it went on for a second season, but it would be dubbed the third season because on September 12th of the following year. However, a couple days later, the real second season premiered, but 5 days a week in syndication, though. So it would be shown in syndication and then network television on Saturday mornings. Yes, that would be one of the first shows to actually be shown on two different things in 1 week. Of course, we'd later have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles do that. But anyway, show managed to continue well. And then after that, when the fourth season came in when they continued for a fourth season overall in 1988, the title of the show was changed. Slimer was becoming big, as was their toy series done by Kenner, now of course under license at Hasbro. There was also comics produced by Now Comics in the US and Marvel in the UK. Anyway, it would soon give them a little bit of a name change, and thus we got Slimer and the Real Ghostbusters. Now, there were various short episodes featuring Slimer causing mischief sometimes, but also hanging around with his human friends, where if it's, let's see, Italian Chef Luigi, Bellhop Bud, or Singing Ice Cream Gal Chili Cooper, plus a lot of others, while he's being hunted down by, well, a mad scientist. let's see if I can... What was the guy's name again? Oh, yes. Professor Norman Dweeb. And his pet poodle, Elizabeth. But anyway... I absolutely really got to enjoy the Slimer segments. Now, for many years, after the show had ended in 1991, it got released on DVD, originally by Time Life, and then more recently re-released by Sony. But unfortunately, the Slimer subjects weren't included. I'm not sure. I don't think they have the rights. Or something. I don't know. But anyway, the show would continue to be shown more. After the show had gotten canceled, it later got rerun on the USA Cartoon Express, then later on Fox Family, now Freeform, as well as FearNet, and more recently Netflix, which happened to have dropped the series earlier this year. Anyway, I really did like the show. It had some fun moments and fun music. Now, of course, the show later had a spin-off in 1997 when Columbia TriStar Studios gave us Extreme Ghostbusters, where Egon, well, now a teacher, manages to form a new team of youngsters to become Ghostbusters when a new threat comes. Anyway, but that's another story. I'll talk about it another time. Probably not this month, though, but like I said, another time perhaps, okay, folks? Anyway, but the other three Ghostbusters were not shown, unfortunately, until the final two episodes, when they appear for Egon's birthday, like I say, in the final two episodes. The show did have a pretty good voice cast. Peter was voiced by Lorenzo Music, who of course was best known for voicing Garfield at the time. Although this would be the second cartoon series he'd be doing, of course, the other was Disney's Adventures of the Gummy Bears, where he was voicing Tummy Gummy. But after 2 seasons, he left and went to voicing Garfield in Garfield and Friends. And soon, Dave Coulier, who of course was best known for playing Joy Gladstone on ABC's big hit Full House, took over. Now, and Winston was played by 2 actors. Originally, talk show host Arsenio Hall voiced him for 3 seasons, and then the final 4 was voiced by Buster Jones. The only legendary voice guy Frank Welker was for the whole series as Ray and also Slimer. Egon was voiced by Maurice LaMarche, who of course he'd later lend his voice to many cartoons such as Pinky and the Brain and Animaniacs. Let's see, now Janine was also voiced by 2 different people. Laura Summer in the first 2 seasons, and in the rest of the run, Kat Susie. We also got supporting character Louis Tully as well, who was voiced by Roger Bumpus, who, this was long before he voiced old Squidward Tentacles on SpongeBob SquarePants. And he wasn't added to the show until the 5th season. He was only in the 5th and 6th seasons. Anyway, I'm actually been a fan of both these types of Ghostbusters, both the Real Ghostbusters based on the movie and the Filmation Ghostbusters series, but for different reasons, though. But I'll talk about the Filmation Ghostbusters series later on in a TV log. But anyway, that's all I can say about the Real Ghostbusters. If you haven't seen the show, you gotta check it out. But if you have seen the show, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments section. Like and subscribe to my channel. And thank you very much for watching this Saturday Morning TVLog. Join me next Saturday morning when I will do just 1 review. I was going to do 2 more, but I decided to cut back to just 1 this time, when I will talk about Tales from the Crypt Keeper. Now, of course, I'll also talk about its, Big Guy live-action predecessor, Tales from the Crypt. So, until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.